Hi folks, Johnny Mitchell here, back at the Smokehouse, Johnny Mitchell Smokehouse, right here in the wonderful town of Cartersville, Georgia. We have got another great meal for you today. We are proud to be serving beef tips today that we're going to do, and we've got them from Possum Trot Farms out of Rydell, Georgia. Jim and Kathy Raines have been in business since 1947. Started out as dairy farmers and have moved into the cattle business. You can buy whole cows, half cows, cuts. They actually will cut it up and they bring it down to the farmers markets and sell it individually. So today we've bought oxtail from them. We bought short ribs. Oh my goodness, how delicious those were! And also today we're going to do our beef tips. You just got to listen to stew meat, so you can do all sorts of things with it. You can batter it and fry it, but what we're going to do today is put it in a dish with some vegetables, and we're going to take and make it gravy and everything when it's done. So it'll be a two-parter to this. We'll pause once we get most of it done, and then we'll come back when it's finished, and we're going to have a delicious meal. So we've got this beautiful stew meat, and what I've done is got our spice dredge. Our spice dredge is simply all-purpose flour, salt, pepper, garlic, and just a touch of thyme. You can spice this any way you want to. When we do chicken, we have quite a few other ingredients to it. But we're just going to take this, toss this in, just coat it. Put a little oil in our pan. We've already got this pan pretty warm. See it sizzling there. You just want to sear these off, brown them a little bit, get some of that goodness down. Move it around. This should be enough oil, but if you need to add just a little bit more, not going to hurt it. Also, as this flour browns, it's going to make a roux in the bottom of the pan. It's just going to help thicken our gravy, help cook our vegetables. I just want that brown on each side a little bit. Turn the heat up just a touch more. Man, it's going to be great. We did the same dish a few weeks back for my nephew. He bought some of the oxtail from him down there, and all beef cattle tail is oxtail, so it's not like a different animal or anything like that. And it is a beautiful ingredient. Definitely was a peasant food back in the day. But now it's prized. I've seen some great uptown restaurants, and we used to do this in New Harley also when we had our store out there. We make oxtail soup. It's very similar to what we're doing here. So we're going to let that brown for just a second and go over our ingredients. So for our vegetables, we've got a mirepoix, which is the base ingredient in a lot of French cooking. So fritos would be the base in a lot of the island and everything. You'd have a trinity down in Cajun country, which is carrot, celery, and bell pepper versus, onion, celery, and bell pepper. And in France, they would use the carrots. We're also going to use some potato. We've got some garlic. We use this garlic here, some pressed garlic, and we're also going to use some dried garlic in a minute. We're just going to take this out for a minute. And this can go back in once we start the vegetables. So we're going to start out with our onion, celery, carrot. Now this is about a cup measuring roughly. What I did is just pick out medium carrot, medium onion, 2 stalks of celery. You know, don't worry about it if it's just a touch over, cut it under. Just use that product, so use it all in the pan. Get this stirred around. Onion's already starting to caramelize a little bit. Just your heat down. Remember, know your cooking method. That's one thing we talk about our pro tip. When you cut your potatoes, if you cut them ahead of time, put water on them. Otherwise, the starches in it are going to oxidize and turn black on you. Doesn't hurt, but doesn't look good. You know, you don't want them to oxidize. So this one here, a nice sizzle here. All that steam. Let them start cooking a little bit. Add our first stage of garlic. It's already minced, just break it up in there. We add a bay leaf. We've got about 2 tablespoons of soy. 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire. About a half a cup of red wine. Granulated garlic. I like garlic. You'll see me put it in most everything, and I use the fresh and the dried, different textures. The dried is going to add as a thickener. Here's my onion powder. Same thing, you got fresh onion. I've also got onion powder. We've got a little salt and pepper. A little bit more thyme, dried thyme. Turn that back up. Let that start cooking. We'll add our beef back to it. Got 4 cups of beef stock. Start from a base, whatever you want to do. Make your own at home, put it up in the freezer, pull it out as you need it. So now all the hard part's done. Well, I say hard part. Waiting for this to finish is going to be the hardest part. It's going to take about 45 minutes to an hour. We're going to bring it back up to a hard simmer, turn it down and let it rest. We'll see you in about 45 minutes for dinner.